It's time for another wrestling podcast.
All right. Are you fucking kidding me?
Guys, I got blocked again on Twitter.
I'm your mark of marks.
That's the most reliable source on the interwebs.
The social assassin at your disposal, bitches.
Oh my goodness.
There he is.
Oh. Sorry guys, it was a pre-shit this week.
I knew it.
I'm sitting there pinching one off and I'm like, oh god. Oh, I can hear my phone, I can hear the fucking, the computer ringing. I don't know, I forgot my fucking password. So like, I don't get the fucking things on my, lucky for you, I don't get the fucking notifications on my phone anymore that the phone is ringing. Because I would have answered that shit while I was shitting.
Why have you gone rogue, Cooter? You don't have any notifications for anything. You don't want to be notified. Why not?
No, it just signed out on me once. I don't know what the fuck. I didn't do it on purpose.
2019, I feel like we've talked about the troll so much, but it happens to us all the time. Mike, take us into your week this week because it's just fun.
Oh, are we live, pal? We're live?
We're live,
pal.
We're doing it live.
I didn't know we started. You gotta warn me. Here I am talking about shitting and fuckers, and come on now.
Another day, another dollar.
Talking about being trolled. There's this fucking little douchebag, little fuckboy. We're in a Marks group. We have a Marks group, and he's one of those guys that like, if he disagrees with you, not only does he disagree with you, but he talks down to you. Like, Cooter, you and I argue all the time.
Yeah.
Right? But you never talk down to me or disrespect me or like try to belittle me.
No, I mean, and if I do, you know I'm fucking with you.
Yeah. This guy not only disagrees with you, but he belittles you and talks down to you and calls you like, he starts like, throwing in the bait to call names, and he does it to me, does it to a bunch of other people that don't agree.
All right, give me an example, because I don't go in these groups anymore, because every time I do, I just get in trouble.
Okay.
Paint the scene.
So,
paint a picture.
There was one thing where it was an AEW topic, and this is when the news
I'm already on his side.
There's this news that drops about the health insurance, and like I'm just like, wow, if that's legit, like that's a big deal. Like a lot of people, especially people who have health issues, would take health insurance over money any day of the week because that's like gold.
Shit's expensive, bro. I mean,
yeah.
Healthcare in this country is not cheap, bro.
And if it's included, like that's even better. So like we're going back and forth having a conversation about health insurance, and he comes in because he's a fucking health insurance expert, and just naming off all this like stuff, and it just makes no sense. And I'm like, dude, if they're legit about offering health insurance, like that's a big deal. He's like, oh, it's a company that just gonna bullshit about health insurance and lie to, like he was just saying all this stupid shit. Anyway. So that was like an example, but he'll talk down to you. He's like, yeah, you know everything, like one of those guys. But then he'll start belittling you.
Well, why don't you block him, Mike? Would that solve the problem?
Let me ask you a question. You talk about blocking people. Did you ever ask Stone Cold to stop drinking alcohol?
Well, that's true.
I don't block people.
They block
people.
you.
Block me. Hey, it's like
ProWrestlingTees.com/anotherwrestling
Use the analogy like. Stone Cold drinks the beer doesn't drink Stone Cold. You know that think about that.
Okay. Well, I'm with you.
I get blocked. Okay? I don't block people. It's like against my gimmick. So, on Sunday, I put up something that I felt like, the feud between Ronda and Becky is the hottest feud right now in 2019. And
yeah,
people are going to disagree, which is fine. But currently, right now, tell me a feud that's better.
That's okay. I'm with you. With you.
So he starts commenting because he likes to start stuff, and he starts commenting on the post, and pretty much talking down to me. He's like, "Well, if you think that this is the best feud of 2019," and he said some comment, and it just pissed me off. So I called him a fuckboy.
Let me ask you something.
What's up?
Before you get to the fuckboy bullshit, Does he make a counter to your claim? Does he say, well, I don't agree with you, here's what I think is the best feud? Or does he just go into attack mode?
He doesn't. He just doesn't. He
gives no suggestion.
But he would be like, oh, well, the Batista and Triple H feud is
better.
Yeah.
Oh, that's been fucking fantastic.
Listen, that segment was great, don't get me wrong, but it's only one thing. Like, Cootie, you're going to like this analogy. It's like someone saying All In was amazing. Fucking can't wait to AEW. AEW is going to be fucking great. It's like expecting that. Like, he's saying that segment between Triple H and Batista was amazing, which it was. He's like, so that's going to be the greatest feud of 2019. Right. So he was talking down to me, and
you
pretty much
I
called him a fuckboy, and I hurt his feelings. And the next thing you know, a certain Mark Father was tagged in a comment.
They all come to me.
I was going to say, did you get a... I'm surprised you got tagged in a comment and didn't get like a DM.
And he wrote a comment like, he said something to the Mark Father himself, mentioned him in the comments, and went on about how admins shouldn't talk to people like this. And then I get a message from Credo saying, come on, man. And I'm just laughing my ass off.
This is why I don't go into the groups. Because whenever I say something or I stand up for myself and somebody has to test me, I know I'm going to go too far and they're going to whine like a little baby and go to the leader of the group. And then I got to deal with the backlash. Cooter again, bro. Again.
I will say this.
Oh, man.
I went full angry Cooter on Sunday.
I feel like Mr. Belvin.
And then this guy was like he was trying. And then he was trying to be cool. And then I was not being cool. I told the show, I was like, I get along great with everybody here. I just don't like you.
You want to set a trap? You want to set a trap for him? You really want to piss him off? Here's what you do. You just talk about how Chris Benoit was the greatest wrestler, like in-ring technician.
Oh, no. You bring that up, okay? You bring it up.
Oh, you've already done this one. Oh, okay.
Funny thing. You know that AEW picture I have? One with Chris Benoit wearing the AEW shirt?
Yes, that was pretty funny.
He was trying to be cool, because he thinks he's fucking cool, and like started like this like post trashing AEW, and like people signing the AEW, just kind of joking around.
Trash something like AEW. I don't understand.
He's just one of those guys. And I posted, I didn't even say a word, I just posted the picture of Chris Benoit with the AEW shirt. Yeah. And he got offended by it.
Credo, did you get a message over that one?
Dude, I get messages for everything. That's why I started getting other moderators involved, so I can say, hey, it's like 50 people saying it, man, I can't do anything. Yeah.
The funny thing is all the other moderators have my back, and they messaged me, and they're like, I fucking hate this guy.
Oh, man, trust me, I thought I did something great for humanity, but now it's like coming to bite me in the ass, and like, they all come running to me.
See, this is why you have to have underbosses, Credo. This is why, like...
This is it, the mafia.
God, because I died. What was the one thing that we got? Oh, the Tamina poll that I put up. Okay, so I put up this poll as a joke, right? What was bigger, Charlotte's fake chest or Tamina's real dick? Okay, and
there's
Tamina. What's that?
I voted for Tamina.
Right, and then we were all talking about this because don't you just hate it when people just like write in their own fucking like responses? I don't, because I think it's funny because
I hate that shit. Man.
People were breaking my balls what's bigger and they said something about like the amount of a big douchebag that I am, and I'm like, you're right.
What was one? I saw one that was like, I don't want to say the word, but I was like, that's dumb.
The level of Kyrie Sane's cuteness or something.
Yeah, that's freaking.
It's funny how I remember that. But then all of a sudden, Credo's like, "All right, Cooter, I think we're gonna have to take that poll down now." And I'm like, "Dude, it's only been up for like 10 minutes. What do you mean?" He's like, "Oh, we got some fucking idiot in here talking about like I'm being sexist and transphobic." I'm like, "Transphobic? I didn't make fun of trans people." It was a chick with a dick joke, and I'm like, oh, here we go. And this is why I stay off of the internet. This is why, this is bad enough that I'm on here.
This is CNN Breaking News. So tonight when you were giving your promo, and
it wasn't a promo. They gave me other things to say. I didn't fucking say it.
oh really?
That's the thing. It's not a fucking promo. It's not an act. I'm not going out there and doing their fucking act anymore. They can say it's part of the act to kind of try to save face to everybody else, but it's not an act. I'm going out there, I'm doing whatever the hell I want, and they can explain it away however they want, but fuck them. Everybody, WWE Universe included. I meant that I'm going to disrespect the sport that they all love so much. Oh, don't break kayfabe, Ronda. Wrestling's it's scripted. It's made up. It's not real. None of those bitches can fucking touch me. The end.
So Ronda Rousey went off. She went off about how scripted things are, how she's not doing it the WWE's way. She's doing it her way. She also said, fuck Los Angeles, fuck the WWE Universe, fuck the women in the locker room. This woman just went full crazy, and I fucking love it. People are online right now crying about how she's calling the business scripted and how she wants to disrespect it and just basically just ripping the business apart. Well, newsflash, everyone. Professional wrestling is scripted, okay? It's not what we thought it was when we were children, where we thought Hulk Hogan was really immortal and The Undertaker was really a dead man. No, that's all make-believe, ladies and gentlemen. Those are characters. And what Ronda is doing right now is playing a character. She's playing the heel now. Basically working every single one of us. And I love it. I was going on about how amazing this rivalry between Ronda and Becky Lynch has been, and a lot of it has been powered based off of social media. And this right here, whether fans want to agree or disagree, has taken that rivalry to another level. And now Charlotte is finally getting involved. And I'm just going to read a tweet what came from Charlotte shortly after. And this is exactly what Charlotte said. Charlotte said, "Can someone please remind Captain Badass here that her last two fights before coming to the WWE ended with her unconscious and sobbing in the cage," which is a true statement. "4 years ago, you were untouchable. Now, not so much. You're a class act, Ronda Rousey." I can't disagree with Charlotte. She's talking real talk. Last two fights Ronda had, she got her head kicked in by Holly Holmes, and she got knocked the fuck out by Amanda Nunes. We're never to see her again in the UFC. She comes to the scripted world of professional wrestling, and like I just said, it's scripted. And she told us it's scripted. She told us something that we already knew, and people are crying about it. Listen, whether you love her or you hate her, you're talking about her right now, okay? The best thing to do is to not even respond if you don't like it that much. The more you respond, the more you throw gasoline to the fire. And you know what happens when you throw gasoline on a fire? It erupts. It blows up, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So those who are crying and complaining about all this is your fault, okay? You're the one that's making this bigger than what it really is. Ronda, keep talking your shit. I love every single second of it. Now I'm kind of interested to see what happens at FastLane. I just want to end on this note. That Ronda Rousey that you saw in that video, that's the real Ronda Rousey. It's not this person we saw for the past year walking down the ramp, smiling and waving at people, kissing babies, just happy to be here. Sorry to break the news to you, ladies and gentlemen. It's scripted. Okay, don't send me as much hate tweets as you want, but it's the truth. It's scripted. That's not Ronda Rousey. The Ronda Rousey that we all knew, especially the MMA community, is a cocky, arrogant, disrespectful bitch who doesn't give a fuck about you,
doesn't give a fuck about your feelings, doesn't give a fuck about anybody else but herself. That Ronda Rousey is basically what you saw. There's a little preview of it because that wasn't as much as what she did in the UFC. But that Ronda Rousey put asses in seats and she made the UFC millions of dollars. Now we get this Ronda Rousey in the WWE and people are bitching and complaining. Those are the same people that bitch and complain that we live in this PG environment, that we don't have the attitude era anymore, that they want the attitude era. They want edginess. Well, they finally got edginess, and they're on their keyboards complaining about how offended they are. I don't understand fans sometimes. But I'm going to also wrap it up with saying this. Becky, Ronda, Charlotte. As of right now, it's the hottest feud in professional wrestling going in 2019. And if you disagree with me, tweet at me at minority_Mike. You're not going to prove me wrong otherwise. You're talking about it, right? You're complaining about it, right? That means they accomplished something. I love my professional wrestling real, and this is as real as it gets. So I'm just going to sit back, enjoy it, and I'm just going to be a fan.
Guys, let's get back on the track and let's call it King Kong Bundy. Rest in peace. Guys, I'm sad about this because this is like one of the guys that should be in the Hall of Fame and should have been in the Hall of Fame a long time ago. What happened with the whole politics that King Kong Bundy has yet not made it into, like, what was the whole fight? Does anybody even know the story? I don't know anything like what happened or whatever, but man, another legend gone too soon. It's crazy, man. They're dropping like flies, and they can't put him in the Hall of Fame fast enough.
Christ, I remember him doing a shoot interview a few years back, and maybe he probably didn't even watch the whole thing, but he tells some pretty funny fucking stories. And Credo, you and I both met him probably 2 years in a row. First time was at Sheik's roast, and then the following year at Terry Funk's roast. That is a funny fucking dude, bro. Really nice guy, too.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to have half those jokes he hid. What was it? Yeah, it was the roast, right? He was one of the jokes, the masters or whatever you call him.
Oh, God. Yeah, he was one of the roasters, and probably one of the funniest fucking lines. Because he's one of those dudes who could just fart on command. So he's like, all right, let me tell you about this great time in Brian Blair's career where and then he just stucks the mic by his ass and just farts. He goes, and then there was that other time where and then he just farted again right into the mic. It was like he just fucking kept making fun of poor B. Brian Blair's career. It was fucking hilarious.
It's like a loss of innocence seeing King Kong Bundy fart on a mic. It's very unusual.
Yeah.
I was looking back. Somebody posted online. Some guy they tweeted a video of Northeast Wrestling at Dutchess Stadium, and it was like in the 90s. It was like Renegade Rampage, I believe, and it was King Kong Bundy versus Sergeant Slaughter. I think as like one of the main events or whatever. I was like, it's so weird to think that I saw King Kong Bundy versus Sergeant Slaughter outside regular show. It's weird. Anyway, man.
Yeah, I heard an interview with Jimmy Hart yesterday about King Kong Bundy, and he was going on about. I mean, you brought up how he was a funny guy. King Kong Bundy actually did stand-up comedy.
Yeah, that's why he was at the roast. He was
Yeah, he did a lot of it. That's what he wanted to do. It sucks because I actually like King Kong Bundy was like one of the first bad guys I saw when I first got into professional wrestling. I thought the guy was larger than life.
Yeah.
You know, I heard one of his promos that someone brought up that you don't really see very often. He cut a promo about his finisher and how when he hits you with the finisher, you're not going to be able to hit your finisher. I'm not going to do it any justice trying to cut it, but just how he went into detail about his finisher. You don't really see that very often anymore with guys going into details about how devastating their finishers are. No, and that too, but he was the guy with the 5 count. He would literally he would pin you for the 3 count, stand up, drop an elbow on you, and then tell the ref, count a 5 count for me. And they do a 5 count. And that got over big, I think, in Georgia. And then once he translated into the WWE, that's when Vince had him use it all the time.
Yeah, didn't he? I think he did it to SD Jones at the first WrestleMania.
Yeah, and then actually, that was such a big deal to a lot of people that in the beginning of Big E's career, Big E was doing the 5 count gimmick. That's how influential this guy was. I mean, Big E was doing it NXT, and he did it a little bit when he finally came up to the main roster, but then I think he finally cut it out. But it just shows that Bundy was actually a big deal to a lot of people. So I mean, it sucks to see him go. It sucks to see anybody go.
Yeah, somebody posted this on Twitter too. Do you know how old he was when he main evented with Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 2?
It's like 30.
No, he was 27 or
28. 28. He was 28. Yeah. It's so weird to think about that, because I mean, like, you saw him as a kid, and 28's like totally different when you're a kid. But now looking back as a 37-year-old, like, he was 28 when that happened. It's nuts to think about, man. It's like, wow. You ever see that movie Moving? It was with Richard Pryor. It was an old 80s movie. He was like moving cross country or something, and King Kong Bundy's like one of the movers. He's doesn't have many lines or anything. And I think somebody else stated that Married with Children, the writers or something, they named the Bundys after him because he was their favorite pro wrestler, and then also the neighbors were the Rhodes for Dusty Rhodes and all that stuff.
I didn't think a lot of like the media out there knew much about King Kong Bundy, and then I'm watching Sports Center. And then he actually was going across the bottom ticker on SportsCenter on ESPN, and you never really see a lot of professional wrestling news going across that ticker.
Unless somebody's dead, yeah, really.
Yeah.
Okay, now, God rest his soul, King Kong Bundy, really quick. But did you see, and I don't know, why would you do this as a work? Why would you do this just to get attention? But I just checked, and the tweet is still up, so it's like, either he just doesn't care, or okay, let me read it first. It's from Enzo Amore. Hashtag Rip King Kong Bundy, the epitome of pro wrestling. I recall going to shows at MSG with my grandparents. My grandma Raffaella loved him and hyped him up the whole ride in. Plenty of wrestlers risked it all that night, but I never forget the guy with the green tongue who ate the turnbuckle. Now, everybody's like ripping him on this because he put Rip King Kong Bundy. Now, did he think King Kong Bundy was George the Animal Steel? Is he that much of an asshole to like do that when he died? Like, if he's just going for a reaction kind of thing, you know what I mean? Or what? Somebody said something, Mike. Did who?
She's still trying to get heat, bro. You don't work for the business anymore. Stop it. You're either dumb as fuck or you're just trying to get heat. I'm just tired of this. Like, how does he somehow still manage to once in a while end up in our rundown because of a fucking tweet? I wish somebody would just, like, fucking drop a bomb on his cell phone and delete his fucking Twitter. Delete him off of the internet's existence.
Wrestling fans never forget.
Oh,
that's why he always ends up in the news, because somehow he does something and wrestling fans never forget.
Man, anyway, well, that's just... It is what it is. But, King Kong Bundy is not in the Hall of Fame. Guys, can you remember a time where somebody might have passed away during, like, this time before WrestleMania and that they were automatically put in that year? Is there, like, a recent somebody that's happened to lately? I'm trying to remember.
Well, I could think it was probably Eddie Guerrero. He was put in pretty quick the second he died. I think it was a year after.
He died in November. I believe 2005, and he was in the Hall of Fame the upcoming WrestleMania.
Yeah, so there you go. Boom.
And it's like, I mean, Chyna died, but I think it's been a few years that she's been dead now, right? But the Warrior died, and the night after, kind of like the Hall of Fame kind of thing, so he was already put into it, but can't they just put another dead person in? That's what I'm trying to get at. Because, every year it's like they only get one dead person. They only get one girl. They only get a tag team. They only get a group. You know what I mean? Like, is it okay to just fucking put him in there now that he's dead? Like, what's the big deal? I don't know. Can't they just do it? I don't know. That's what I'm...
I think they just feel like because it actually is a ceremony, they don't want it too morbid. Yeah. But these ceremonies are just so fucking long now. What is it? It's like Dude, that year we went and we've had this conversation before, so I don't want to get into it. They're just so They're just so painful. They're so long. And I mean, I know we said last week, I think they said that they're not trying to have a long ceremony this year. So maybe we will start, we don't need everybody there. We could just make mention.
Yeah, like just do a video.
I don't need somebody to come up and give an acceptance speech. Can't we just have somebody induct him?
Yeah, automatically. Like that's it. Show a video package and boom, that's it. I'd be happy with that kind of a thing too.
Yes.
So.
And you know what? I would probably be more likely to watch the fucking thing on the network if the show was an hour.
Yeah.
Hour and a half. I'll give you an hour and a half for the Hall of Fame.
Well,
I'll give you an hour and a half of my time. As
well,
long as you don't play that fucking song. Living in the Hall of Fame.
Every year.
So much I wanted to fucking stick my fist through the fucking TV.
Well, okay, well, he's not in the Hall of Fame, but anyway, he should be in it. Hopefully they would do something like that. But Torrie Wilson has been added to the Hall of Fame. Now, guys, at one point when I got to college, I kind of stopped watching wrestling because I couldn't get that on my cable in Philly, and then I got it, and then I wasn't watching as much, long story short. And then I started watching again, and then I would see these names like a Torrie Wilson and whatnot. But has she racked up a career?
Did you not get Spike TV in Philly?
Well, it was a weird cable system back then. It was I know it's weird, but still, I mean, I wasn't I knew who she was, but I didn't watch everything. I didn't see too much about her. I didn't watch her every week. It was one of those things I found out about later. But does she deserve to be put in before I don't know? There's a handful of other women that have come way before her. Why is she just the '90s name now? Is she the token '90s person or whatever, or 2000s, whatever?
Out of all the women from that era, I mean, who else would we put in? And you know what? There are some funny memories I have with Torrie Wilson. Who could forget? And well, Credo probably could forget because he probably didn't fucking see it. But do you remember the feud she had with Dawn Marie, where Dawn Marie was shagging her father, Al, who then died after they got married or some shit like that?
Yeah.
That was so fucking funny to me. I didn't give a shit that it was it was so cheesy and corny, but for some reason, I actually couldn't help but laugh every time that fucking bitch would be on TV with that old man, and Torrie Wilson would just get so heated and want to kill her. I don't know. I thought it was good. Torrie was just good television. Let me tell you something. She is still fucking fine. Good God Almighty.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not against her going in because at the end of the day, she was an entertainer. She wasn't a Charlotte Flair. She wasn't, a Becky Lynch. She wasn't, a technical wrestler, but she went out there and she entertained. I wanted the WWE to at least give us a better video package for her. But they pretty much reminded you what the Attitude Era was for women because it basically, they didn't do her any justice to the haters.
Yeah.
Because all they did was just show her how she looked good. All that package was just her entrances, walking out in a bikini, walking out in a bikini, pillow fighting. I kind of wanted something better from the WWE. But, I mean, I'm not hating on it. I think she's good.
Do you know why they put her in, too?
Why?
They put her in because she's successful.
Yes.
WWE, and you're not going to have to worry about her fucking showing up on a porno wearing your ring, getting plowed by three dudes. That's why, okay?
She has a business
well
right
put.
now.
You cannot call Torrie Wilson on Skype and watch her do things for a price.
Homework assignment. I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to Skype with Sonny. Different story for different.
Oh man, well, welcome to the Hall of Fame. I guess that's gonna put butts in seats, guys. I feel like this is the most bizarre road to WrestleMania, only because I feel like so many titles are changing hands. The IC title changed hands. Now the new U.S. champion Samoa Joe, days before FastLane, which we're gonna talk about in a little bit too, and. I don't know. They just wanted it. I guess R-Truth had it for Black History Month, and we just it's March now, so we're gonna give it to Samoa Joe.
Wow! People are worried about us going too far, Credo, and they expect it from me, not you.
It's been all over the internet, though, that claim. Conspiracy theory out there, apparently.
Oh, can we bring something up before we get into this? Is it me, or did R-Truth look a lot thinner than usual? Like, I'm used to him being a little bit bigger, a little more jacked. Like he's got AIDS or something. I don't know.
He's getting old. He's gonna be 60.
Oh my God!
Wasting away. Well, Samoa Joe.
And you know what? You got heat with me right now, because here we are. These are two guys that you're like, IC title change, and now the U.S. title. These are guys that you've been begging to get a belt for fucking years, and now they're finally getting belts, and you're like, well, you didn't have to give them the belt a month before WrestleMania and a week before fucking FastLane. It's FastLane, Credo. Who gives a fuck if the belt changes before FastLane?
Well, it's just to me, I'm the person loses at Mania or the night after Mania. It's just so we're going to put the belt on Samoa Joe just so he can lose it at Mania, or we're going to put it on Finn Balor just to lose it at Mania, or I don't, I want to know what's in their head of why they got it so fast, so soon, and it's the road to WrestleMania. That's all. It just seems like these kind of changes should happen at the bigger pay-per-views and not SmackDown Live from Mohegan Sun.
How can you not see what's going on, Credo, with the U.S. title change?
Show me. Tell me. Bring me into your crystal ball.
What do you mean?
Balls?
You actually think that someone is going to take that belt off of Samoa Joe at WrestleMania? Especially with all the foreshadowing that they've been doing for weeks. And he even name dropped them in his promo. And this is something that even Mike has said that they've wanted to do for a long time, because I didn't know these two broke into the business together. You don't see them foreshadowing Cena and fucking Samoa Joe?
That's what's happening at Mania. I'm not calling it. I think that's just the plans. That was last year's plans, and it didn't work out, unfortunately. It's happening this year, because
that's a good
where do you see Joe fitting in at Mania, and where do you see Cena fitting in at Mania? Yeah. You don't really see anything for them to, except for them to getting in the ring together.
Yeah,
that's a good Mania match, though.
R-Truth dropping his fucking John Cena is my hero bullshit, and then Joe dropping his name in that promo about this open challenge bullshit. Dude, this is going down, and I'm actually okay with it. And I'm really okay with it because there's no fucking way they're putting a belt on Cena. There's no way. No. At this stage in his career. So you're going to see Cena do a job to somebody, and they're using that belt to fucking further the storyline. That's how they're starting it. This is good storytelling right here.
And not only to get a win against Cena is good, but to get a win against Cena at WrestleMania is a big deal for a lot of people.
Even The Undertaker, that boy has quite the road ahead of him after beating John Cena. That is a good WrestleMania match, I think. When you think WrestleMania, Samoa Joe is a huge star, not just huge, but he's a huge star, and Cena's a huge star. That's a Mania match, and I'm happy. And well, it hasn't been confirmed, but we're looking into the future right there. But one guy who's not going to have a Mania match, Ciampa, or what is that? Shane was just like Ciampa.
This is the same neck injury he has. Is the same neck injury that ended Stone Cold's career.
That's it. I'm gonna trust you on that.
Here's the thing: Sheamus also has that same injury right now,
really?
And he not elected to have surgery. I mean, it's going to mess you up later on in life, but I mean, it's a serious injury, a serious neck injury. I didn't think it was as serious until I read up on it today. It's not going to be a fun trip for Ciampa. I hope he has a speedy recovery, because he was the best heel in this company, without a shadow of doubt. I mean, he was amazing. We talk about how WWE has a problem with making titles mean something and feel special. Ciampa made sure that we understood how much that NXT title meant and how special it was, how obsessed he was with that title. I mean, when he walked to the ring, he grabbed it and clutched it as if he'd never wanted to let it go. he was just such a good entertainer, and I hope he has a speedy recovery. I really do.
Well, speedy recovery to Tommaso Ciampa. Guys, we're on to FastLane. Like I said, the road to WrestleMania. That's my segue.
Wait, that's this weekend?
That's Sunday, yeah.
Exactly.
Right?
It's so fast,
Sunday.
man.
Poor booking for Ronda for the Becky Lynch and Charlotte match coming up. You got Ray and Andrade on the pre-show. What other match? I mean, the return of the Shield
for one night only.
Last time, which we all know it's a fucking work. Dean Ambrose is not going anywhere because they keep talking about it on Raw.
The SmackDown Women's tag titles.
Yeah,
no, not SmackDown. The Women's tag titles. I mean, the SmackDown Women's title match too.
Mandy Rose versus Asuka, who's been missing for like 3 months.
Was injured in White Plains, but she said she's okay. We'll see.
Who?
Asuka. Mandy did something to her on the weekend, and
what?
Who did?
Mandy did something with Asuka in the ring in White Plains, and they threw up the axe, and they stopped the match early.
No shit.
She said she's fine on Twitter, but I don't know. See what happens. I don't know if did they say anything on SmackDown? Was she on it or no?
Yeah, she showed up and attacked her from behind. See, that's the thing. What's crazy is Raw this week, with all the build-up, I'm like, I feel like they did a pretty decent job. But then that last hour came, and I just turned it off. Like, I missed Ricochet and Aleister versus the Revival, and I missed Charlotte and Becky. I think that's... Was that something I should have stayed up for? Or does anybody else feel is that something that they should have put at the beginning of the fucking night?
So I will say this, that Charlotte, Becky, and Ronda segment, I really loved it. I did. And the reason why, because Ronda, she was shooting on fucking Becky. Those shots. No. Have you watched it?
No.
Okay, then you need to watch it. You need to watch it before we get in this discussion, man. The first slap was legit, and all it was knees, punches. She got Becky in an armbar, and it wasn't that stupid-looking work armbar that she does. It was a legit armbar that if she threw more hips into it, Ronda would have broke her arm. It was, and the thing is, I loved Ronda turning, but it just happened so quickly that I was kind of lost. Like, she was talking to Stephanie McMahon about getting the title back, and then in a split second, she's talking shit to the crowd, and just all out of nowhere just turns, like within the drop of a dime. Which she needs.
All right, we're gonna do a live reaction over here.
The heel turn of Ronda Rousey. Well, Mike, while he's watching that though, it's ridiculous because she won the Royal Rumble, Becky Lynch. And okay, she was suspended for what, a week or something, and now she's got to fight to get back in the WrestleMania match. Like, she won the Rumble, but Vince didn't put her in it, or they took her out because he wanted Charlotte. But it's like, it just seems so rushed or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, this is something that should happen over a period of like months and months, not like 2 weeks or whatever. But she won the fucking Rumble. She actually entered it, not being in it, and still won it. And it's like they forget all that momentum, and it's like she has to win in order to get in the match officially now. Is that? I don't know. It doesn't seem like it works. I feel like that's lazy writing.
It's definitely lazy writing. I mean, there's so many loopholes in that I think they just need something like a filler match for FastLane coming up. I don't know. It was just poor booking, in my opinion. Not only that, I don't know, man. I'm just starting to kind of, and don't get me wrong, I love Becky Lynch. I'm starting to kind of like, see the crowd kind of like not being as into her anymore because she's on TV so much now.
Yeah. She's
on Monday and Tuesday.
Too much,
and they give away the pop for her.
Did she tap?
I think at one point she tapped. Yeah, see? Literally beat the shit out of her, man.
How crazy is it, too? Because now Ronda doesn't have a match until Mania. Or if she does anything on Raw or whatever, but still, it's like, You're not gonna have her fight instead of or something. I don't know. It's fucking.
And the thing about that segment is that it ended like 4 minutes earlier because Ronda was so quick with everything. And I guess and I have to go on YouTube and watch, but I guess when Raw went off the air, Ronda continued to beat the shit out of Becky. And I think I would have been more into it too. Like I was into it regardless, but I think I would have been more into it because Becky's the man, right? She's a tough SOB. She's the man. Well, she got the shit kicked out of her. I think I would have been more cool if Becky had that Roman Reigns attitude when Roman was wrestling Brock at WrestleMania 31, when Brock was beating the shit out of him and Roman just smiled and said, "That's all you got." And that would have been fucking cool. It would have been like, all right, this chick is a badass, but she literally got her ass whooped.
Well, does it even make you want to watch? I mean, this match, because it's like it feels like it's an obvious. There's no way she's not gonna lose. Like Becky, Mania is a month away. Stop going back and forth. Just fucking book it already and announce it. Like, why are they even having her wrestle for it again or something like that? And I feel like they don't know how to book a triple threat for Mania for the women's yet. And whatever, but that's just like a giveaway, I guess, if anything, this weekend. But
I don't know. You know what bothers me about this is the knee. I'm tired of the fucking knee angle. Why does Becky got to be hurt?
Yeah.
I think it's stupid. I think it's unnecessary.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I couldn't tell you, man. I really feel like I have to go back and watch it. I feel like she was using the crutch on the wrong side this week.
Oh man, wrong crutch, wrong leg, wrong everything. But yeah. I mean, that's one of the biggest things happened this weekend. The Shield's returning one last time, whatever. The SmackDown Women's title match, whatever. The Women's Tag Team titles against fucking Nia and Tamina. I feel like after this feud, it's just going to have to go to a team from SmackDown. Now they have to, move that Women's Tag title somewhere else, And,
oh, you know what? I just thought of we were thinking of all these names for the team. Remember we were doing that?
The Adam's Apples, or I forget what it's called.
You know what? I got a better one. The Dixie Chicks. The Dixie Chicks.
Love it. We're using it. I don't know what they're gonna do for Mania. These girls, I don't know. Fuck Nia Jax. The Usos versus Shane McMahon and The Miz. Is this just the thing to get Shane and The Miz to break up to get a Mania match kind of a thing?
You know what? Oh my god!
Don't get it off the Usos. Don't go back and forth with the fucking tag. If any title changes hand this weekend, it's fucking ridiculous.
The writing is on the wall with this, and let me explain to you why the writing is on the wall with this breakup. Because one, they're in The Miz's hometown, okay, in Ohio. Two, his father is going to be ringside. Okay, what will set the Miz off if they lose in his hometown in front of his father, the guy who Miz always said he never had a good relationship with, allegedly. So it's just the writing on the wall that it's going to happen. Something's going to happen. The Miz is going to snap, and then you're going to have that match coming in Mania.
Yeah. It's a FastLane, boys. FastLane. Well, what about even Daniel Bryan, Kevin Owens? Kevin Owens, the newfound face, and Daniel Bryan, the full-blown heel.
God,
the new Daniel Bryan.
That's like fucking watching Triple H as a face. I can't. I mean, I could deal with Kevin Owens as a Brock Lesnar type heel, like a Samoa Joe type heel. I hate it when he's that guy who runs away. I remember Kill Steen Kill. Do you know what I mean? And now we have him running away as a heel, like a bitch. Not a fan of that, and I'm not a fan of him as a face. I love him using the stunner, but I think he should, be a legit badass heel. But you know what? We're getting to a point where we got maybe too many of those, and you can't have two of the same on the same roster.
Yeah.
I don't know, but you know what? There's only one match on this whole card I'm looking forward to, and that's the Shield versus the Three Idiots, because I cannot wait to boo a man with cancer, baby.
Well,
Sweet.
Before that whole the hate mail starts up and anotherwrestlingpodcast.com, find all of our links and tweet Cooter. But real quick though, a lot of the writing on the walls for these matches, like I can kind of see where they're leaning for Mania. But the WWE title match, Daniel Bryan, Kevin Owens. Now, Kofi Kingston was taken out of this match. Is it kind of getting to like an abuse of power to where it's like McMahon's versus McMahon's, like Stephanie and Triple H, versus like what their dad's doing? And what do they do with the WWE Championship? Is it going to be like a ladder match kind of a thing with Daniel Bryan, Kevin Owens, Kofi Kingston, AJ Styles? Is it just too many cooks in the kitchen? I don't know what they're going to do with the WWE Championship.
They usually have a ladder match at Mania. There has to be one.
Allegedly, the rumors are going around, and they're already building it. If you guys watched SmackDown on Tuesday, Mania match is Orton versus Styles. That's going to happen.
Don't Orton.
Yeah, Mustafa Ali is going to be inserted into this match come Mania. I don't know what they're going to do. They could do a ladder match. I mean, you're going to see something with these four guys: Kofi, Bryan, Owens, and Mustafa Ali. It just, what are they going to? I don't understand what else they can do.
I can't wait to hear that theme song in fucking New York at MetLife Stadium. Abba, go hard with his little fucking Mortal Kombat mask on, looking like fucking an Arab Sub-Zero. That's gonna be so cool, dude. Oh my god.
You make fun of his song and his gear all you want, but the guy's fucking amazing in the ring.
I'm not disputing that. Just because you know what's fucked up? Like, I hate that song when I'm watching it on TV, but like when I'm in the gym, I actually like it. Yo, so check this out. All right. We had this conversation about themes that we love to work out to. I finally reorganized everything in my iTunes. Do you know how many themes I own that are in the themes playlist? 471.
Jeez.
It's a lot of fucking wrestling themes. What a fucking mark I am.
Well, Cooter, I think if we send everybody off on a hateful note, I think it'll be good because maybe we'll get some more reaction. But the Shield you brought up, Roman Reigns. Now, I think we kind of mentioned this before, but what's this WrestleMania route? Because I think it's going to go, I think we all talked about it, where it's going to be a Roman Reigns kind of versus a Dean Ambrose match. But do you can't turn the guy with cancer heel, right? Or do you just send Dean Ambrose on the way out as a heel? Something's going to break in this match, right? I mean, I feel like someone's turning on somebody, whether it's Roman or Dean, but I think the real shock factor would go to if they turned Roman heel, make him go heel and turn on the Shield. It's a lot of wishful thinking, but that's what I would do.
They had their feel-good moment, and I almost feel like they learned from everything that they tried over the last couple of years to get him over. So, all right, what got you cheers from Roman? The only thing that seemed to work was when you put him with the Shield. Because they would cheer him when he was part of the group. They cheered him when they found out he was sick. So, your main points the last 2 weeks, okay, cancer, cancer, cancer. And this week was cancer, Shield, 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 Shield. All right. So they're doing everything they can to keep that positive reaction coming from Roman. Now what? You're out of things.
I know.
You know, you can't, and you said it. What's Vince going to do when they start booing him? Oh, shit, talk about the leukemia.
I know.
It's like, what are you going to do? You're out of things now. So I think you're right. If they're going to boo him, now that you got this fresh start, you're either going to do one of two things. Build him up slowly, let him lose a couple of feuds. Like I said last week. Honestly, was this too much for him? Did he come back too soon? And then maybe they'll still respect him long enough to where if you build him slowly, they won't mind him eventually being in the title picture. If you rush it and he just squashes fucking Dino, they're going to boo the fuck out of him in MetLife.
Yep.
You know this.
I think that turn isn't going to happen until after WrestleMania. I think it's going to happen the Raw after Mania. Because they always need that one shocking moment to happen that night. And night after Mania, I think that's when it happens. I think if you turn him now, it's kind of to me, and other people might disagree with this. I feel like you're rushing it because you just got him back in there. You just got that feel good story. He beat cancer. You want to give that time to sink in, and then you boom. As if Seth Rollins beats Brock Lesnar and Roman still hasn't turned heel yet, he's turning heel the night after Mania, because at the end of the day, that's the title that he never lost, and one of his buddies has it now, and he knows that he can beat Rollins. That has heel turn written all over, and it would be a huge moment too.
Let me ask you this: what if at Mania Roman costs him the belt and turns heel at the end of the show? I think that would fucking do it right there.
Get it off Brock.
You know what? I think
yes, but I mean,
I would rather, if they're gonna do it at Mania, I would rather see. This is the thing. You already have the women closing the show, so if you're gonna have Roman turn, that would be one of those shocking moments that you would have to close the show with, in my opinion.
Right.
But like, if it's gonna happen, it's got to be Seth winning that title, celebrating, and then Roman comes out to congratulate him, and then boom, there's the heel turn.
Well, what do you do for him for Mania then? Like for Dean and Roman, like you put those guys against each other on a team?
Yeah, I think you have the Dean. You have that Shield reunion that's coming up this weekend, and then after that, yeah, no, it's fucking this weekend. Jesus Christ. And then next thing you know, you turn you turn Dean on Roman, because Dean is a freaking loose cannon allegedly, and if he's definitely leaving the company for greener pastures, as Renee liked to say on Raw. Then you have Roman go over Dean at Mania. I mean, that's the only thing I could see for him right now. I don't want to see Roman in the title picture. I don't want to see him near it, and there's really nothing else for him. Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
I can't wait. Because as much as we made this joke where it's like it took cancer for them to cheer Roman, if he actually uses that in a promo on a heel turn, I will die laughing. It took me getting leukemia for you people to give me some fucking respect. Like, how awesome would that be? Honestly,
strange watching Raw. Raw was so strange because they were in Philly, and Philly was cheering this dude, Roman. They were standing ovation. It was strange to see.
I remember them booing him in the Rumble.
Yeah,
hard.
Philly hated him, and they cheered him. It was strange.
Oh, good God! I think I shit my pants.
Well. Either way, guys, it's gonna be a fast lane till Mania. AnotherWrestlingPodcast.com.
Wrap it up.
Us.
I'm a
follow us.
Gotta take a shit.
Subscribe to
guys,
us.
When people tell you to not be yourself and to break character, you don't do it. Okay? If someone tells you to block someone, you say fuck it. I'm gonna fucking harass them until they block me.
Boom.
I'm gonna go hard. I'm gonna go hard. Shut the fuck up.
Today's show is brought to you by
Mania Crawl is an annual event that coincides with the biggest pro wrestling show of the year, WrestleMania, bitches. Mania Crawl brings hundreds of wrestling fans from around the world together for one incredible bar crawl. The event is 100% free, for the fans, by the fans, and with one goal, raising money for Connor's Cure. This year, the event will be held in Hoboken, New Jersey, just 15 minutes away from MetLife Stadium. Mania Crawl will also offer a VIP package that includes a Mania Crawl shirt, koozie, and bus transportation to MetLife Stadium. So when you're all fucked up and you can't fucking drive there, they're gonna get you there, bitches. But act quickly, as there's only 55 VIP tickets available for purchase. You can also purchase your Mania Crawl gear at maniacrawl.com. Stay updated by following @ManiaCrawl on Twitter and Instagram. Bitches.